No permutations necessary here. It's either you win and progress to the final or you lose and go home. It's the Sakafa Tusker Challenge 2011 semi-final stage. No guesswork here. Whoever wins their match today will go into the finals. And it's very simple for me. You have 90 minutes to play the game tactically and win. If you can't, we have the luxury of 30 more minutes to test your physical capabilities against your opponents. And if not possible, if you do not get a solution there, then we definitely take the gamble, which is the penalty shootout. Arnold Kanyangonda, you've been here through the quarterfinals. We've seen these two teams in action. I want to know what you expect today.
Well, I expect the same thing as in the quarterfinals. We're not going to have 30 minutes of extra fun for us, extra torture for them. In both of these two semifinals, game's going to end in 90 minutes. The four teams involved, too good to want to go to extra fun.
Indeed, and I'd like us to take a look at how they went to, how they managed to, of course, walk into the semi-final stage. We'll start off with Rwanda, who are the visiting team in this fixture. So Rwanda group stages, it was quite open for them, and it was clear from the results, which we will be taking a look at right now, that they were going to make it through the group stages into the quarterfinals with some seriously good appearances. We'll actually take a look at Rwanda's victory over Zanzibar in the quarterfinals. Let's start off with that. And that victory was very key, and they pretty much dominated the game, don't you think? Yeah,
you could see the confidence in the striking. I mean, Zanzibar managing to get a goal back, but all told, Rwanda just showed their attacking prowess. Going in front of goal, they've probably been the most clinical of all the teams we've seen, but you know, they haven't had a game where they did not seem threatened in the back there.
Indeed, and some very good goals for Rwanda, but that must have just taken the cake in this tournament because the timing, a sense of occasion, as you said last time, and the execution was absolutely vital, and this will definitely be a man to watch when Rwanda take to the pitch. Mehdi Kagere, and as you can see there, their group qualifications pretty much easy.
Yeah, if you take a look at that, they scored 8 goals in the group stages, conceding only 3. And then in the quarterfinal, they scored another 2. They're the best scoring team in the tournament so far. Defensively, though, they've only had one game where they did not concede, and they'll hope not to concede today so that they can go through the semis.
All right, the home side is Sudan, and they will have to face Rwanda, a team, as we've seen, has a fantastic record in the group stages and in the quarterfinals. And this is a team that must perform against Rwanda if they are to make their way into the finals. They had a very shaky start, Arnold, with a draw against Ethiopia, and then another draw against Malawi, and then that vital victory over Kenya, who just needed a draw to come through. But Sudan stepped up to the occasion when it came to the quarterfinal 2-0 win over Burundi, clearly making a statement that yes, we are the team that's qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations for the East and Central Africa, and we are here with all the honors. We deserve what we get, and as we can look at the goals of that quarterfinal result, Sudan 2 against Burundi. Talk about this. Very good going forward, and they were magnificent in defense.
They are. I mean, they don't let in many goals. They don't score many themselves. But Sudan are the minimalist team of this tournament, doing the bare minimum necessary to get the victories. 2 goals in the group stages got them through, and against Burundi, they exploited defensive frailties like that. He turns the striker, the defender inside out, puts that ball in the back of the net, and they could have scored 4 more. They did not 2 more. They did not need to go to the quarterfinal doing the bare minimum, but they'll need to do a bit more today.
All right, now, Arnold, I'm looking at the team sheets here. Rwanda are playing with 2 up front, as is, of course, Sudan with 2 strikers up front. How do you approach this game if you were the coach?
Well, if you're the coach, your players are exhausted. All right, you've had 5. This is your 6th game in less than 2 weeks. You know, so you really want to finish this game early. You don't want to go to extra time, and you certainly don't want the emotional torture on top of that of penalties. And so they're going with 2 forwards. Sudan has done that throughout the tournament. They've played a traditional 4-4-2, played very fantastically. Rwanda doing that because they need goals early, they need goals quickly. Their 2 best players are their forwards, Mehdi Kagere and Olivier Kazir.
Yeah, speaking of those players, of course, we can take a look at the scrolling of the names of the starters who will be in action, and of course the bench. But I'm talking about Sudan here. Let's start off with Sudan. Key players here, 2 strikers, Ramadan Agab will be up front, and of course they intend to play Ad El Shag, who are not necessarily strikers by right. In their clubs, they play midfielder and fullback and probably milled for Abdul. Do you think this will work for Sudan?
It will work. They've been very potent goal-scoring threats. They're the kind of footballer who are position-free. They can play in any position. Ishag and Agab, they've been coordinating very well together, and I expect them to be more of a threat today. Also look out for Bashir Bashir Koko, number 17, left fullback, but he attacks very well, was a thorn in the flesh of the Kenyan team when they played.
And as we take a look at Rwanda, 2 strikers up front, and they're really packing up the midfield there with the likes of Iranzi, and we have Muriganeza and Haruna Niyonzima. What kind of approach do you expect from the coach?
An attacking approach. Olivier Kazikira is a player I'd look out for in this game. He had a quiet game against Zanzibar. He was completely played out of the game. He was leading tournament scorer, and I think he'll want to come out and prove that, look, that game was a blip, excuse me. I'll be able to come out and get goals, and that's exactly what I need him to do, and that's why they're going with the 2 forwards. Mehdi Kagere, of course, with the momentum, the confidence from that spectacular half volley in the last match. Look for him to also cause trouble in the Sudanese backline.
In essence, you're saying both teams will come out with an attacking mentality from what you see on the team sheets. All right, that's the view of Arnold Kanyangonda, who is, of course, my analyst today. Let's hear what the coaches had to say.
Look, for me, it's very, very hard today. You know how his last 1.5 years I have worked with a huge number of these Sudanese players. Up to last 1.5 months before, I have been with them. Now I'm playing against them, but this is how football is writing unbelievable stories. So I would feel, without any arrogance, the same like I'm on training, because I know all of them on one side and on the other side. It will be a very tough match because of unbelievable experience which Sudanese team has. That experience goes that way, that last 5 years are playing Champions League all the way. On the other side, they have very much inexperienced side in rebuilding process. For us today, we want to test ourselves to see our values, to see how far we have reached. It will be very hard, but we shall give all out, because this is for us final before the final. We are expecting a very hard match against the team which has size, which has good ball control, and which has aerial advantage. But on the other side, we are looking to put the ball on the ground, to expose their weaknesses, and to look to get the result which will make us proud.
Yes, I know it's semi-final. I know it's also this, in this term it will be extra time if you didn't finish in the 90 minutes. So I try my best to win this during the 90 minutes. It will be a tactical game, not physical, because I know them. They are playing good football. I am interested to play this match for my players, since I have new players here in new positions. But I'm quite confident of the way they played, and from game to game they are progressing.
A coach who's, of course, knows your players very well. Do you think he'll have an edge over you?
No problem. Football is an open book now, and I know them also. I know Rwanda. Always we played Rwanda in qualifications, sometimes into Sukafa tournament. I know them, and we know each other. See, and I wanted to play a game to go to the final. I'm interested to go to the final.
All right, there you've heard it. Micho knows his Sudanese players very well. Do you think that will play against him, considering, yes, the players understand his way of thinking too?
No, well, Mazda said it, Mohamed Abdallah, the Sudanese coach, said it very clearly. Football is an open book these days.
Yep.
Everybody knows everybody. Whether or not you've coached them, you watch them on the television, you get scouting reports. So it's all going to play out on the field. It's all going to go to the relative strengths of both teams. So that's exactly what I'm looking forward to see how these 2 strong teams match up on the field.
Indeed, and we're also looking forward to the first 90 minutes. Don't forget that if they don't finish it off, they have another 30 minutes before we go into that penalty shootout. 3-time champions Sudan versus 1-time champions Rwanda. How is that going to play out? I don't know, but we will find out. Game first half coming up next.
A big welcome to the Dar es Salaam National Stadium, the Tusker Sakafa Senior Challenge Cup. What a day it is, semi-final time. 2 more rounds. The weather today perfect, 28 degrees centigrade, overcast with a chance of light rain and 60% humidity. It is excellent playing conditions for the players. This is the first of 2 games this afternoon, this Thursday at Dar es Salaam National Stadium. Sudan, 3 times champions, versus Rwanda, 1-time champions, and what an encounter it promised to be. With me in the box once again is Kelechi Onwudwe. Welcome, Kelechi.
Thank you very much, Habat. Always good to do this with you. That's the way it looks today in Dar es Salaam, of course, a very good scenario, and unlike other days, but that's the temperature, 28 degrees, I think good enough for football.
Yes, indeed. It's a bit overcast, but it should be ideal conditions. I'm sure the coaches will be happy. An afternoon where you see the fans coming in early to watch these two epic games. The match officials there, tournament and match officials leading the two sides out onto the field. Sudan in the red, while Rwanda this time putting on a white strip with a bit of blue on the top. The two teams just walking to pitch, both teams tense, knowing that this is a do-or-die game. Each will be just one step away from the semi-final. Both teams unbeaten. They're both unbeaten, so the stakes are pretty high here in what promises to be a very, very, very thrilling encounter this Thursday afternoon at the Dar es Salaam National Stadium.
The die is cast at this stage of competition. You win, you stay. You don't win, you go home. And in a switch to some of the rules, we did have straight penalties in the quarterfinals, but right now it will be extra time penalties.
Yes, indeed, the two teams line up there as it's an international game. All protocols to be observed. It is time for the national anthems. Both teams raring to go after the two national anthems. Pre-match formalities just about to take place. Two teams greeting each other, just expressing solidarity in football, that this is a game, 90 minutes of battle, but it is still a game where solidarity is key. Well, Coach Mohamed Mazda Abdallah has put in a strong lineup with Elmas Mahgoub in goal, Bashir Koko, Ramadan Agab, Guma Ali Kugur, Amir Kamal Suleiman, Abdi Ishaq, Saif Elid, Ali Idris, Khalifa Ahmed Bakit, Amir Abdel Nabi, Nazar Mohamed Nasir, the new man, and Mohamed Musa. Only one change in this team, a red card to Nagmedil Abdallah, the replacement, Nazar Hamid Nasir. Rwanda, Milutin Srejovic has Jean-Claude Ndori in goal. Olivier Karekezi is the captain and main striker. Frederick Ndaka, Eric Gasana at the back. Ishmael Nshuti Yamagara, very hard tackling. Centre back, Jean-Claude Iranzi comes into midfield. Alfred Ngabo, Jean-Baptiste Mugereza, Niwumiza Haruna, Emery Basinje, and Mege Kaderi. Match officials just there overseeing the tossing of the coin between the two captains. Our referee in the center, Wiish Yabarow, the courier manager from Somalia. He will be assisted by Mark Sonko, Brazan Mamati from Kenya, and Israel Mujuni from Tanzania. The match commissioner is Mohamed Ndolonga from Tanzania, and the referee's inspector is Charles Masenge of the CAF, Confederation of African Football Federation. The team's just getting ready just before they start. The goalkeeper in our picture there is a Jean-Claude Ndori. Bucket of Sudan. Bashir Koko had a good 2 games so far in this tournament. They are changing sides. Sudan will be playing from right to left, and there is a coach for Rwanda, Srejovic Milutin, nicknamed Micho, much traveled, experienced coach, has coached in various teams in Africa. I'll be telling you about it much later. And Rwanda will be playing from left to right. Kelechi.
I expect a fantastic battle, Herbert. Both these two teams, they've tested success in this competition. Sudan on 3 occasions. In fact, on one of them, they beat Rwanda on penalties. Rwanda themselves, they beat him, did win this tournament in 1999. So they know what's up, as the case may be. And as they go into battle today, they understand as well the importance of winning in regulation time. Penalties or extra time, you know, so many teams have met, misfortune in that added period. So they know what's up. They have to go for it in 90 minutes.
Mohamed Abdallah Mazda, the Sudanese coach there, and he would like to finish this encounter within 90 minutes. For him, preferably no extra time, no penalties. The game should be played in the 9 minutes, and he knows that this is a team, Rwanda. They have played each other in other preliminaries, other competitions, so it's no strangers to him. They're very familiar with each other. Mr. Wiish Yabarow, referee, one of the more consistent referees in this East Africa region, gets proceedings underway, and the semi-final between Sudan and Rwanda in the Sekafa Tusker Challenge Cup 2011 kicks off. Just quick goal kick there, the first one to Rwanda. Game just kicking off. Interesting. And in our picture there, you see a remote control giving you the option of watching and listening to this game in 2 languages. Just press language, and 1, you can either watch it in English. 2, you can actually select and watch it in Kiswahili as you enjoy the Sekafa Tusker Senior Challenge Cup. Still 0-0, just about almost a minute into the game. Both teams will be looking to settle much earlier. And Rwanda on the left wing there. Cross coming in, looking for Karekezi, and a header just over the bar, but that is a taste of the bite. And it is Mege
Kagere, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of people feel the same way, has scored the goal of the tournament, the winner against Zanzibar 3 days ago. He is a man full of confidence, but just watch this one for a cross, very well made. He didn't realize he was all alone on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he would have liked to have a second bite of the cherry.
Yes, a beautiful cross coming in, and both strikers, Mede Kagere and Olivier Karekezi, were in place, but the finish did not find the back of the net. Rwanda once again starting their moves, settling down pretty early. Up front, Ali Idris finds Kuga. Will be chased up front by Ishag. But Rwanda coming up front, getting the ball. They have declared, both teams have declared they'd like to play this ball on the ground. As you can see, the neat passing coming through early days. Nice ball on the left flank into the space. But too much for Eric Ndaka, and it is a goal kick to Sudan.
Sudan, they might view themselves as slight favorites coming into this match. Of course, they're the only East or Central African side going to the Nations Cup who is here in Sekafa. But looking at the number of goals scored, only Olivia Karekezi has the same number of goals in this tournament as the entire Sudanese team. So going up front, Rwanda can be very, very dangerous. They have to really be careful.
Yes, you talk about favorites, but remember, Rwanda are the only unbeaten team with a clean 100% record, win. While Sudan also unbeaten, but 2 draws blemish their record and 2 wins. So both teams unbeaten, but Rwanda with the much prettier record, 100%. In our picture, Olivier Karekezi, as you say, has scored enough goals in comparison to the whole Sudanese team. I'm sure Mohamed Mazda Abdallah wouldn't agree with you in any comparison. Yes,
certainly. I mean, he's seen his side qualify for the Nations Cup from a group that had former winners Ghana and Congo Brazzaville. Also looking at something, the Rwandans are really starved for success. They believe they should be doing better than they are currently doing.
Yes, you're right there. And just looking at the two in terms of rankings, Sudan are 112 ranked by FIFA. They are 27th in Africa and 2nd in the Sekafa region. They have never been to the World Cup at all. While Rwanda are 114th. So Rwanda are just 2 places under Sudan in the FIFA rankings. 28th in Africa, so 1 place behind them in Africa, and 3rd in the region, so another 1 place. So these 2 teams are closely matched, with Sudan just having the better record. But today, 0-0. In terms of favorites, I think both teams fancy their chances.
And talking about the lack of scoring by Sudan, if truth be told, you would also notice that they are in the so-called group of death in this competition.
Bashir Koko there with a cross, just over the crossbar. Not troubling Jean-Claude Ndori, but he had to have a watchful eye on that cross.
We've seen this sort of goals scored in this competition. That was the exact way Burundi earned an unlikely victory against Uganda. The goalkeeper that day, he thought he had it covered, but it squeezed in, just under his upright, and that was the difference that day.
Ali Idris with a strong header there at the back. We will be having a new partner in Nazar Hamid Nasser. Ndaka with the throw-in. Finding his man, and they settle down. Idris putting it up front, wanting to play it in the Rwandese half. We'll be looking for Ishak or Agba up front. But, nothing as yet, so they start again. Good play, good net play. Gabo taking it back. Shutiamaga, header by Karekezi. Still onside, shot! 101st goal! What a start! What a start! Jean-Claude Iranzi, Rwanda.
He was a substitute. They made the early running, and nothing settles your nerves like an early goal. We've just passed the 5-minute mark, and of course, Iranzi, who is glad to have started today, no doubt, has rewarded his coach with an early goal. 1-0 to Rwanda. They deserved it. They've had early running up front.
Yes, and he did shoot very well, coming in from a very, very onside position. So he wasn't the offside man, and the referee letting play continue. Iranzi, what a shot, 1 goal.
Once again, you have to look at Karekezi's contribution. Karekezi was clearly in an offside position, but as soon as everybody was watching whether Karekezi would go for the ball, not knowing that Iranzi was running in from a blind onside position, nobody picked him up, and he simply finished under the keeper's legs.
Well, the stakes are high. Rwanda take an early lead, and it is courtesy Jean-Claude Iranzi. Rwanda 1, Sudan 0. Well, Sudan, can they hit back immediately? Oh, they do get the throw-in on the far corner there. Interesting start. What a start. I mean, shell-shocked Rwanda and shell-shocked Sudan. And we did talk about the change in the center of defense for Sudan, what impact it will have in this game.
Maybe a little bit too early. We still have a long way to go, but already you can see that they're all over the place, the Sudanese, in these early stages. So they have to make things start.
Referee Wiish Yabarow just asking the 2 players there to not get entangled with each other. It's supposed to be a no-contact game. Header coming in the box. Danger, cleared out. Clearance out. And it will be time for Rwanda just to settle down and get themselves into place. Haruna Inyonzima with a clearance. But it is a goal kick.
Another wayward effort from the Sudanese. They've just not settled at all. I don't know how much they'll miss the suspended Nagmedil Abdallah. He is a regular for Mohamed Abdallah. So he will have to know how to use the new entrant, Nazar Hamid Nasser. For now, the Rwandans are having it all their own way. They've got a goal in the bag. All the questions now need to be answered by Sudan.
Yes, indeed. Rwanda have asked the question. Can Sudan come up with the answers? Advantage Rwanda, this team, the Amavubi Stars, champions, Sekafa champions in 1999.
First foul of note, and it's the goal scorer Iranzi who was hauled to the floor here. That is a very skillful young player, the man Guma Ali Kogo there. He has to be careful. His team, 2 red cards in this tournament, 1 for the coach, of course, in the group stages, and 1 for Abdallah.
And some danger there in the box, but not finding the target. Karekezi. Still, the pressure is towards the Sudanese goal.
Rwanda being the only side to have scored in every half of every game they have played in this competition, and that's fantastic. And mind you, the goal from Iranzi is goal number 12, in number 13 in this, goal number 11, I beg your pardon, in this competition.
Well, as you talk about overall goals, that was the 51st goal of this tournament, so it's quite a goal fest in this competition. Referee there just telling Banginizera to cut out the rough play. It's still early. Let's have a good game.
It has to be niggly at some point, Herbert. This is the semi-final. You can tell the players anything you want, but they understand that to cut out at times, they might need to stop you illegally to cut out a goal-scoring move.
Well, Dory will want his players to cut out this ball before it gets too deep. Free kick taking in, and just watching it is the watchful eye of the Rwandese defense, ensuring that it does go out for a goal kick. Bucket could have done better with that, knows that, but he will have time. He will have almost about 81 minutes to prove himself in this game.
Listening to Micho earlier, that's the coach of Rwanda, he said he knows most of these players inside out, talking about the players for Sudan. He's coached extensively in that country. His side have the lead, and so far they've had the better of the play. So maybe his knowledge of Sudanese football is coming to play here.
Absolutely. Especially when, if you look at the last 5 minutes, Sudan have the lion's share of possession with 52%. But overall, it's a very tight contest. Just 2 points in between. Sudan 51%, Rwanda 49%. So almost evenly matched between the two sides. But the difference is Jean-Claude Iranzi's goal. Rwanda 1, Sudan 0. Just an intercept there, and the danger in the box there, and a cut cross. Clearance, a bit of confusion, but the second clearance is much better. But still in the danger zone. Well. The referee's whistle just saves Rwanda there, but it was almost a goal-mouth melee.
Goal-mouth melee. It will be instructive for the Jean-Claude Ndori, of course, to organize his men at the back. They've been solid. Just consider the 3 goals in this competition. The one they scored means that Sudan as well has also considered 3 goals. In an attacking department, they have nothing to fear. At the back, they are pretty solid as well. So it will have to take something special from the Sudanese to crack this Rwandan defense.
Not in our picture. We just see Baginazera, Bagraneza coming back. Gone for some treatment, but back in the action there. Ball coming in. Interception. Bashir Koko. Long ball up front. Looking for Ishak. Ishak very much dealt with by Chuti Yamaga. Ball needs to come down in the familiar Rwandese style, but Kuga will look for the new man, Bash Nasir. Almost losing it. Nasir Ali Idris. Just fouled there. A bit of confusion there in that center defense.
Abdel Nabi involved that time. He got the goal, the first one against Burundi in the quarter-final. But today you have to want to believe that he will do a lot more duties at the back.
The free kick going into the box, but solid header out there by Albert Ngabo. Ngabo still watching Coco. But Coco, a victim of a foul there, getting heavy attention from Basiyenke Emery.
Emery is the player who has come into the other side of Rwanda, replacing Andrew Butera, who was booked in the quarterfinal and later went off injured.
Back it once again with a free kick. Will float it in there. Goalkeeper comes out, punches it. Have to be very careful, but the danger is still there. And the header back, but the goalkeeper Jean-Claude Ndori will be relieved that the danger is no more.
He didn't get a good enough purchase with the first punch in Dory, but as he was quickly back to his line to gather the rebound.
Amir Kamal Suleiman with the throw-in finds Ali Idris. Ball going up front. Oh, good turn by Ishak. Strong, looking for Agba in the center, but Ndori, safe pair of hands. Pendulum slightly swinging to Sudan's way, but Rwanda will be looking to counter and maybe stretch their lead. They know it's a long way to go. An early goal doesn't mean that the game is wrapped up. No, there's a lot of time to be played, and Sudan have shown they do have the resilience and the experience. And they will fancy being number 2 ranked in this region and a bit one place higher ranked in Africa than Rwanda. But it is Rwanda now who are making all the headway. A bit of a slip there. Karekezi trying to help, but losing possession. Coco careless, and the ball being taken away. But recovery, still a bit of a ping pong there, but finally it does go out for a Sudanese throw-in.
Coco has not had as much joy in this competition as he did have against Kenya in their final group game. He practically ran the left side of the field that day. But in the quarterfinal against Burundi, he was pegged back a lot. Today as well, seeing the mobile forward line of the Rwandans, he has also had to stay back. I think he's very instrumental to most of the forward moves made by Sudan in this competition.
Ngabo finding Karekezi there, but Karekezi being closely marked. Indeed, the shift and change in defense. We are seeing Amir Rabi Abdelnabi moving into the center of defense to take care of Olivier Karekezi. So just a slight change in the Sudanese defensive pattern. I think the goal did unsettle them. And losing the ball again, once again. A chance in the hot shot. Hoping for a shot there, but nothing. Moving to the right. And it is a throw-in conceded by Coco once again.
A brilliant play that time by Medi Kagere. One thing I love about the young man is that even when he's not scoring goals, he knows how to hold up the ball, wait for his teammates to come around him, and he tries to pick out the perfect pass.
And the danger in this box. Header coming there, but not finding the target. Does go over the crossbar.
Not always at their best, the Rwandans, but once in the final third, that's where they are scary. Each time they come forward on any attacking forward, they look like scoring. And the very great thing about the Rwandan side is that even though Karekezi has not scored since the group stages, enough other players are doing the scoring. In the last game, of course, Medi Kagere, Mugiraneza, today Iranzi. So that's so many goal-scoring possibilities out on the pitch.
Indeed, the ball just being tossed about in the air. Karekezi through to Medi, but goalkeeper Elmas Magub, the captain, had to come out and play the role of a super. Very, very close there. But the danger still swinging, but Sudan finally managed to clear it. They're looking to build up. Ishak hasn't seen much ball there, but back it in the center of midfield. Coco coming on the left. Coco. Can he beat his man? But the cover is there, and it is out for a corner. Coco's efforts bearing him a corner. Shutia Magara not agreeing with the referee in that instance.
I told you that Coco, in an attacking sense, is a very instrumental part of the success of the Sudanese side. You saw that was his first run in this game, and it has yielded a corner at an opportunity to put in a good useful ball into the box.
Back into the corner. Good header, but still the danger in the Rwandese box. They will shield it and see it roll out for a goal kick.
One of Sudan's victories in this competition also came here in Tanzania in 2007 when they beat Rwanda 4-2 on penalties after a 2-2 draw. That can still happen today because unlike the quarterfinals where you go straight into penalty shootout, there's a stalemate in regulation time. We have been told, of course, that from the semi-finals there will be extra time and penalties.
In the game, Rwanda trying to put the ball on the ground. They do have a lead. Gabo looking for the big man, but to no avail. Just ball in the hands of Elmas Magub. Would like to see his team push much forward. The captain punts it up front. Ishak. Coco just watching it out, winning the throw-in quick. Sudan would like to take this game in a hurry because they do know the longer it stays, the advantage lies with Sudan, with Rwanda. Still not flowing the way we would like to flow, almost the 20-minute mark. Sudan pushing forward, looking for the endangerment, but Wiish Yabarow firm in defense at the back. It is just a midfield battle and a foul there. The referee seeing a bit of foul play and calling it immediately. Mr. Wiish Yabarow.
That's Hanson shirt there. The man who was guilty, Mugiraneza, and he was holding back Kamal Suleiman. Free kick.
Well, an early substitution for Sudan.
I don't know if this one is an enforced substitution, but Mohamed Tahir Osman is a man who knows his route to goal. He replaces Guma Ali Kogoro. If it is tactical, that means Mohamed Abdallah just wants to get his goal back immediately.
Oh, the free kick by Bucket, not one that will worry Jean-Claude Ndori. But interesting that Sudan have gone for a change early. 20 minutes. Didn't look like an injury, so it must be tactical, feeling the pressure just to reorganize. And Mohamed Tahir Osman, one goal to his credit in this tournament, is a key player. And they've decided to bring their trump card early because he has been a trump card for Sudan. So wanting to just establish some control by having Tahir Osman in the field.
That means Ishak will have to drop back into the hole behind the attacking lineup because Mohamed Musa will definitely be joined now by Mohamed Tahir Osman.
Elmas Mahgoub to take the free kick. Long ball straight into the box. Coco will chase it. Let's get it back. No foul, says the referee, but Coco does well to stretch his long, lanky figure. Back it. Back to Idris. There's danger snaffled out there, but Sudan coming back. The header. Can they save it for a corner? No, it does go. They consider corner. The goalkeeper Ndori just asking his players to come. A bit of panic in the Sudanese, in the Rwandese defense. So they have considered a corner. Sudan with the second corner. Almost. But the goalkeeper in the right place, fortunately, just punts it up front.
Herbert, if you ask me, I think Ndori knows he has been lucky there. He was just in the right place at the right time, like you said. But if the ball had been better placed, it would have been in the net.
Yes, a chance goes begging there for Sudan, and we do have Emery Bayisenge down, a bit of an injury. He is holding his left leg. But, referee not interested and letting the game go on. Well, the crowd is slowly building up because they do know the next game will be the moment of truth for the host nation and defending champions, who, if I may say, have actually limped into the semi-final, but they have stormed in strongly from the quarterfinals.
Whoever wins that second semi-final will have it tough against any of these two sides. Rwanda, they've gone a bit of the boil since scoring in the 5th minute through Iranzi, but of course you would have expected the fight back as the Sudanese have been giving them.
Well, the last 5 minutes has seen Sudan with the lion's share of possession, 61%, but overall the game is all square, 50-50 in terms of possession, and it is Sudan on the attack, looking for Mohamed Musa, but stolen by Media, doing some good work. Gabo coming front, finding Iranzi. Can they find the big men up front? But Coco just there shielding and ensuring that they do get the throw in. Ali Idris changing it to the right flank. Fortunate. They do get it back, Sudan. Long ball in the center there. Danger there, but nothing could come out there for Ishak.
There's too much pace on the ball, there from that pass over the top of the defense. He couldn't control it in the end.
Still Sudan looking for that chance to basically penetrate the Rwandese defense, but Rwanda holding firm. The Amavubi Stars, the Wasps as they're known. Just Iranzi there on the right flank, but great tackle there coming in from Mohamed Musa. All of the Tanzanian players will be watching keen interest the results of this game. They will be taking on neighbors in a repeat of last year's semi-final, Tanzania versus Uganda, and the result last year went 5-4 in favor of Tanzania, a penalty shootout. So the defending champions will be relishing their next encounter this afternoon against 11-time champions Uganda, better known as the Cranes. Reaction